have the pleasure of introducing Adam Zane. Adam was one of the Velro curators for the 2017-2018 school year. Adam.
Nicole, I told you, I laugh in the car to that sometimes. Who, me? It's just a quick, I read this on last Thursday. So this is for my novel. This is Adam and Amelia, his friend, and he's just come out to Amelia, and they're in this like Italian restaurant, and that's what's going on. Okay. Now I am looking at. Okay, no, okay, there we go. Amelia wrinkled her nose, unimpressed, and then her eyes locked onto something on the menu. Her face lit up, and she took a deep breath, seemingly swelling with excitement. "They have creme brulee," she said. "That's not Italian," I said. "Oh, all these old places do it," Amelia said. "It's very New York. Have you had creme brulee?" "I haven't," I said. "It's manna from heaven. You'll love it." I thought of how expensive the meal was going to be already, and I didn't know if I had enough money. I remembered the extra 20 my dad had given me that morning, but I had wanted to give it back to him crisp and unchanged. I'd even made a note of which 20 was his and which was the one my mom had given me. I wanted him to know that his clemency, his worrying, his forethought was unnecessary. The sky had darkened outside. It was going to be cold when we left. I would need the sweater after all, the sweater my father had given me that morning. "Fuck you, Dad," I thought immediately, letting myself, for the first time, mentally form the word fuck. My anger towards him was all-consuming. The urge to scream was strong, my shoulders tense, my nose numb. I knew if I explained it to anyone, they wouldn't understand. They would say, "Oh, but he was trying to help you," and I would have no defense and agree. I did not realize that this is what anger felt like for him too, like desert rain, instantaneous and torrential, being cognizant of its inherent randomness, but still impotent to stop the coming flood. I would have to walk up Hollywood Boulevard with BYU emblazoned on my chest. My worry wasn't in that I would look dorky or provincial. I already knew that I looked like that. It was in the possibility of running into other Mormons and having them surreptitiously ask, "Are you a member?" And exchanging forced pleasantries and having to answer questions like, "Are you going on war mission?" And knowing they would go home and tell everyone how comforting it was that even in the modern Gomorrah of Hollywood, California, you could still run into other Mormons, and knowing that they thought they knew a thing about me, that I had no way of telling them, "You know nothing about me." Even a month or two ago, something as simple as wearing a BYU sweater wouldn't have occurred to me as abhorrent. Even this morning, the thought was only slightly uncomfortable, but coming out to Amelia had produced change in me. Whatever remaining vestigial tissue that connected me to Mormonism had been severed, and like ripping off a hangnail or a scab that had healed incorrectly, I felt a stinging relief. I decided then that if I had to wear the sweater, I was going to order the fucking creme brulee. So, "Let's order it then," I said. The waitress brought a white ramekin with yellow custard to our table. She sprinkled a tablespoon of sugar on it, swirled it around to make an even layer, and then took to it with a tiny torch. I could feel the heat of the torch on my face as she worked, moving the flame in small circles, turning the sugar into a clear liquid that darkened until the canary yellow custard was covered with woody striations of amber and topaz, and the previously pristine ramekin looked like a blast site with brown and black bits of sugar clinging to the side. The waitress pulled the torch away, said, "Give it a moment," and left 2 spoons before she walked away. Over the next minute or so, Amelia and I watched in silence as the glassy barrier turned matte, and when we could take it no longer, we grabbed the spoons.